thanks for Deborah for helping me organize this, and having SIFF's help was obviously invaluable. Also wanted to thank Jennifer Moore and everyone who came from Lighthouse for the Blind. I think having the vision simulation really added a lot of depth and richness to the event. So I couldn't be more grateful for everyone who's participated in setting this up. And thanks to all of you for coming on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I know it's kind of hard to tear yourself away, and some of us are recovering from World Cup and everything else that's going on. So thank you. So I'm going to give you a little explanation of how I myself became involved with SIFF and how athletics has helped me improve my quality of life. SIFF is an organization that provides opportunities for blind athletes to improve their quality of life through success in athletics. I myself had a brain tumor in 1986, which caused the loss of some of my vision, and then later, through some post-operative scarring and some medication that had gone awry, I lost largely the remainder of my vision. As you imagine, as a 14-year-old, it's a very tender age, more or less to have like a real-life, big crisis-type problem. It does kind of shape who you are as a person, and certainly caused me to kind of enter into a depression, a hole, if you will. I had gone from being a star athlete and from being tremendously successful in academics. I was on the fast track to graduate. I had planned on graduating at the age of 16 overnight, to being a person who couldn't identify numbers, couldn't read, couldn't write. I struggled badly to decipher CJ and run. It was a troubling time, as you might imagine. I felt like I'd seen all of my own potential and all of my own ambition, and everything that I had going for me kind of blow up in my face. When you're 14, that's very hard to take, and I felt very much without a lifeline. Very much without a lifeline. I continued on that path for several years. There was a downward spiral. And everyone uses the expression rock bottom. And here's my personal take on rock bottom. There is no such thing as rock bottom. When you are on a downward spiral like that, you can always get worse. You can always become a more depressed, more sad, more struggling human being. And I was on that track, like none of you who know me today could probably ever understand. So, obviously, those of you who know me know there's, in the last 15 years, obviously been some change, right? Obviously, something's different today than then. So here's what happened. The change is this. At the age of 19, I very much realized that if I didn't make some major changes, I would continue to be a very sad and broken little girl for the rest of my life. I was very, very depressed. So I had been spoon-fed the idea that a person living with severe disability stood no chance of making a meaningful contribution to the world around them. I had been spoon-fed the idea that any attempt I might make to live for those higher aspirations would be an exercise in failure. I heard that term, exercise in failure, repeated over and over and over. And that really got to me, and I believed it fully, believed it with every ounce of spirit I had, believed that my next endeavor could be my next opportunity to prove everybody right and fail miserably. But I determined that I would rather be a person who failed gracefully than a person who didn't try. And as such, I started making some attempts. I ran my first mile. I was ecstatic and very much surprised that nothing really bad had happened. And then I ran my first half marathon. And I was really excited about the fact that no one who I had trained with kept my pace. None of my guides were with me after the 4th mile. None of them, not a single one of them, kept up with me. And that was pretty cool. And then I ran my first marathon, and I was absolutely certain this is no exercise in failure. Not one single thing about this is an exercise in failure. And I felt that self-esteem. That was my first moment in time where I knew that all of that ambition and all of that potential that I had was not lost. I'm a little bit of a convert when it comes to the SIFF Foundation. I have in the past, I have done fundraisers for parents without insurance. I have done fundraisers for clean water access in third world countries. I have done volunteer tours with children in the Philippines, with severely disabled children in Peru. And the reason why I became involved with the SIFF Foundation is that I believe myself to be a testament of the fact that quality of life matters. Quality of life means something. And it is my success in athletics that has allowed me the opportunity to have that quality of life. In 2 days from today, I will do my first Ironman, or attempt my first Ironman, we'll say. The amount of dedication and training and personal sacrifice it has taken to be ready for Ironman, fivefold what I had anticipated. But my feeling is, if all of that dedication and all of that personal exhaustion and all of the time spent goes to help even one blind athlete find the same sense of empowerment that I myself have found, then that will all have been worthwhile. So people come to me. Very frequently I have people come to me and they ask, what do you have to prove? And I think about it because that's an interesting question. There's a lot of 5 a.m. workouts and then second in your day 10 p.m. workouts. You know, I'm also a graduate student. That's how I know these lovely ladies who've been so helpful. I'm also a full-time employee at Microsoft. There's a lot on the line here today. And I think about it and I say, you know, there was, at one point, there was some truth in that. When it came to running my first marathon, that was about proving myself. We're far beyond that now. 9 marathons later, I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove to anybody. But here's what I know. Downward spiral, bottomless, bottomless. Upward trajectory, equally limitless. And that's what I want to explore. I want to have the opportunity to see how far can I go. What can I do? And I want to be a part of allowing other people to have that same opportunity. So again, I'm going to thank you all for coming. I hope that everyone got an opportunity to try the simulation goggles, and I cannot tell you how excited I am about all this. So wish me luck in 2 weeks. I've got my Ironman coming. So thank you.